with a burn, which I will take the burn. Alright, there's another. What the frack is that? Whoop, whoop, whoop. I heard it. Where's it at? There it is. That's not good. Avoid the red mist. There's the head I'm looking for. The so-called red strain is in reality a mutated form of the growth at Oberon, a hybrid of terrestrial grass and a catalyst. So it's literally the same. It's part of the Oberon program. All right. Well, let's grab the brain. That's what we're here for.
Where are you taking that? Hey, it isn't safe, you fools.
I got
Do you
bit by
hear
a
me?
mosquito.
It isn't. Oh, keep your distance. Just who are you?
I'm friends with Dr. Spender.
Gillian. She sent you. I would guess she slept as I did. Or why else wait until now? Unless you're the first person to walk by since it all went to perdition here. I hope she knows what she's doing. Or else why would she send you here? To this laboratory, of all places. This was where they worked on something awful. The red strain, if that means anything to you. And now it's all in ruins. How long was I asleep? It must have been years. The strain must be all over the site by now. This is a disaster.
I'd say that's an understatement. How did it get out?
The decontamination seal was, broken. I was in transit when the balloon went up. Oh, but I remember the samples. They took them. There was a great panic when Windscale exploded. Even more so when the red strain got loose. My colleagues and I were all dispatched from the command center, and then... my memories are a blank. We are dormant while in transit, you see. I awoke to find that a unit had deposited me here, alone in the silence of the evacuated laboratory. For a short time, I marveled at the place. We hadn't the security clearance to enter here before. I was chilled to see the very samples of their awful experiment on the plinths before me. Then some fellows in ABC suits, protective gear, you understand, came. They took the experimental samples of the red strain, and I believe they meant to flee the quarantine. I begged them, told them not to take them out, but my entreaties fell on deaf ears. I've noticed people take one less seriously when one is a brain in a jar. The site must have quarantined soon after. My hibernation system was triggered automatically, and I knew no more. But listen, if Gillian is alive, as you say she is, will you take me to her?
Absolutely.
If there's any hope of dealing with this, it is with all of my colleagues together. Well, all who are still of sound mind, as it were. We must hurry, quickly.
Okay. Now I gotta get the frack out of here. Well, I don't see anything but other reason to be in here. If we can get out. Wait, was this not the way out? Oh, this was the way out. Now, we still have to deal with that guy who was the very first guy we talked to. Keen, I think his name was. He was behind a level 4 door, which I believe I will get access to once I plug this head in. There were 5 spaces. So there's definitely one more head I have to find. And I gotta just take him back. There was a robot around here somewhere. There he is. Also, nothing. Oh, shit. Oh, damn it. That robot's shooting stuff at me. Damn it, I also got a guy. Yeah, they're like... it's just... You're not wrong. You're not wrong, Gray. Damn it. It's a good joke, but... no. That's... I need you to stop, as the meme says. It's a good joke, but I need you to stop. Oh no. Heads of state. And there's robots on either side. Shit, somebody saw me. Oh, I'm in the wrong building. But, however, I do have a turn-in. I forget where the guy was in here. Is he under here? Yes. So I do have a synaptics I can turn in here.
Do not forget to...
Yes.
This is an algorithmically satisfying object.
Red mist bombs. Why not?
You found a mentation module. I shall add it to my collection. Give me a moment and I'll process this for you. Visualizing an hourglass may help alleviate the tedium.
Visualize the turning.
Processing complete. This is the latest data that I have extracted from their memory.
I got a new lead. Yeah, it's a cache. Out and about. Don't care, but I did track the wrong facility, I think. Or I ran to the wrong door in my panic of trying to get away from whoever those bad guys were. Oh, I'm in the wrong place. Gotta go down there. Shit, there's a patrol right there. See ya. Don't wanna be ya. I cannot get away. How much this, like, with this, when I have the silenced pistol, I'm just like, I feel like James Bond, man. I cannot get away from it. I cannot wait for the James Bond game that's coming next year. But again, it's third person, and I would kill for a first person James Bond game.
I raised the alarm in water treatment about the release of the contamination and was roundly ignored.
And there's a fifth head left. I wonder if it's Keen.
Isn't that Keen? Surely not.
My connection to the command center is back. Permission level 4 has been granted and the lock has been released. Quite brilliant work. Now, it's vitally important that you don't plug any of the others into the system. We don't need them seizing control.
Too late.
Rendezvous with me at the train yard immediately and I can explain my plan to you more fully.
Ah, the ubiquitous Dr. Keen. I thought he was gone.
I mean, I thought he was deposited somewhere out of the way. The fact he is awake is unfortunate. Stranger, ignore him. You must not go to Dr. Keen. He'll just make a mess of everything again. He is unreliable, and if you start listening to him, well, don't. That's all. Keen should be left where he is. Believe you me.
Why are you so wary of Keen?
Wary? There speaks someone blessed, never to have encountered the monstrous egotism and dubious scientific accomplishments of Dr. Alexander Keen.
His methods are rushed, impulsive like a child in a toy shop, an attitude not suited to the laboratory. The red strain is dangerous, and though it is contained in the zone, for the moment at least, we cannot guarantee the same is true outside these walls. If those samples really did make it out in a viable state, Keen has done enough damage already. He will only turn us away from the path to High Albion. He cannot be trusted.
What did Keen do?
Because some terrible thing should be confined to the past, we must look to the future now.
Ah,
To
you're
the
not gonna tell me?
stars.
I don't trust
If the
you.
world is to be flooded by red, then High Albion shall be our ark.
Nah, y'all are
Well
crazy.
said, Julia.
Please forget about Dr. Keen. Find our final colleague and we can complete High Albion. Then you can be freed from your prison and we can set about saving humankind.
No, they just want to send their brains off to the they literally just want to send their brains back to some space station and leave humanity to rot. Alright, I need to get to down here, the train yard. Underneath the train yard was the guy we can talk to. I could probably track his lead, actually. Let's go see what we can see. Should be able to turn all the guns off now too over at the train yard. Still haven't figured out how to hack a robot though. That part eludes me. I'm not quite sure what to do. Oh, those bastards are right there. And if I start shooting, yeah, there's a way to turn that off. I don't know where yet though. I also hear a robot inside. Saw me already? First thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna turn these. Let's go back upstairs. Off. Shit. What shot me from over here? There's another robot, isn't there? Damn it. I need that ammo. I don't know how to take out a robot without like Oh my god, they're everywhere. Alright, I see it run for the stairs. Jesus. Not gonna happen. Somehow I'm supposed to be able to hack those guys with that with that handheld device, but I have no idea how to do it. It didn't work from behind earlier. Can I do another one? Oh, you know what I could do? I forgot that I had. Oops. Oh shit, there's more than one. I didn't know there was another one right around the corner. Ah! What's the last checkpoint? Oh shit! Oh my god! I'm probably gonna have to go back to a previous save and approach this place from a different area because it's like overloaded with There's another guy. There's also the robot. Where's that stupid robot? I think I'm okay now. Deeks is on the delayed reaction. He's playing too much Borderlands 4. His reactions are soaked up by pew pew. His reaction times are trained. Look at all this radioactive material. That's just lovely. And there's Keen's head. Yeah, I know, man. Dude, the only reason I'm not playing Borderlands 4 right now is because Atomfall is a good game and Rebellion was kind enough to send me a key. Otherwise, I would be playing Borderlands 4 right now because it's a
Finally,
freaking
I
amazing
can be
game.
free of this cursed contraption. Thank you, my friend. You may not understand it yet, but you've given me the opportunity to finally put right a great wrong.
Sleep like the others. How is that possible?
A happy side effect of my experimentation with the training stimulants. The acceleration in cognitive function that I experienced dramatically reduced my need for regular rest. I have no need to slumber in hibernation as the
I thought it
others
was
do.
just like electrocuted
Processing
and then it
department never
overheated.
truly
Great.
understood the precarious nature of their situation.
But I have this device that
How
allows me to
vulnerable
hack
they
it.
were. It's
Oh,
time to put an
oh.
end to this horror. You must by now have realized how destructive the Red Strain truly is.
Hang on, I just read your.
The catastrophe that would ensue should it be released is frankly inconceivable.
Let me listen to this and then I'll
you
go back to
and I are the last
chat.
hope of bringing an end to the horror that this facility threatens to unleash upon the world. We must eradicate all traces of the Red Strain, once and for all, while we still can. Fear not, my friend. I have a plan to do exactly that.
Alright, so I didn't realize that you had to knock it down like you do when you go to take the battery out. So you can either take the battery out or you can hack the robot. Okay. Alright, the others don't trust you, why should I?
They each might have been brilliant in their own way, but they are lacking in resolve when it comes to what's truly important. They want to stew in cogitation, calculating every conceivable variable before ever daring to act. We do not have the luxury of the time that would require. There's so much more at stake here than you could possibly know. It's not just this facility that's in danger. The threat is far greater than that. The disaster at the wind skylight sent the whole base into a panic. But all that the organization cared about were their precious research samples. In the midst of the unfolding chaos, they secretly loaded 2 trains up with Red Strain samples in order to transport them to a different facility, one just outside the zone. It was, frankly, an act of desperate madness and a clear breach of all of our existing quarantine protocols. Then, something went catastrophically wrong with the sentry robots, and in the ensuing chaos, the Red Strain was released onto the base, triggering an immediate emergency quarantine. The second train was stopped by the automated quarantine, but there's a very real danger that the primary evacuation train left the facility, with samples of the Red Strain on board.
Why would anyone want to preserve something so dangerous?
An excellent question, and one that perhaps demonstrates just how little regard they have for human lives. Certainly it makes them unfit stewards for such raw potential power. You see, parts of the research into the Red Strain were being kept deliberately quiet, even from the processing department. That was in itself suspicious. Then I started to hear whispers of research subjects presenting with wildly different symptomatic conditions to those we had witnessed. Worryingly different. Via a combination of gentle diplomacy and outright coercion, I managed to gain access to a small part of the classified research that they were keeping from us. Even that limited extract made it clear that the Red Strain has far more exciting and dangerous properties than simply inducing homicidal rage in test subjects. It creates a form of shared consciousness, diffusing information amongst contaminated minds to form an organized collective awareness. In short, many become one. They were researching ways this could be used to influence anyone, from subtle behavioral adjustment all the way through to full subversion of free will. In layman's terms, we're talking about mass mind control. I'm sure I do not need to explain to you the horrifying implications of this technology falling into the wrong hands. I need you to understand that, in case there are other right hands. Which leaves us with no other option. To eradicate the Red Strain once and for all, we'll have to destroy the quarantine zone and any other test sites in the region. I understand your hesitance to unleash such wanton destruction, of course. But you must understand that this is the only way to truly protect the world beyond this beleaguered corner of the kingdom.
Oh, are you guys gonna do some multiplayer Baldur's Gate 3, Deeks? Baldur's Gate 3, dude. It's good. Have you played it yet, Deeks? Multiplayer is a lot of fun. It's the closest. I mean, there are other really good multiplayer like game, but I do feel like that's like the closest you're gonna get to a tabletop experience in a digital format as of yet, because they did such a good job. Like, it really did deserve every award it won, and the multiplayer is really good. I would love to play that with my brother. You've never played it? Oh man, it's a big journey, man. Matter of fact, I should ask my brother about his schedule and see what he thinks about a winter gaming session of two of us just doing Baldur's Gate 3. That could be a lot of fun. What about the samples taken out of the zone?
I discovered where they plan to take the samples. There's an ancillary base, Test Site N, located outside of the zone, built specifically to further expand red strain research. If the samples survive the trip, and we must assume they did, however unlikely that may seem, then they will be in secure storage at Site N. If we are to truly eradicate the strain, we must destroy Site N and every other clandestine test site in the region, not just the quarantine zone here. It's the only way to be sure we can finally find a use for the processing department's precious High Albion, that giant white elephant of a space station that they've got hanging abandoned in geosynchronous orbit above the zone. Once I'm connected to the command center, we can activate the Apollyon contingency. It's a contingency plan to scuttle High Albion. Designed as a measure of last resort, it will deorbit the station and bring it crashing down into the ocean. From the command center, you can redirect the station towards the Lake District instead. We can take out the quarantine zone and the rest of their damn test sites in one fell swoop. I know how apocalyptic this must sound, but you have to believe me. It's the only way to be certain of eliminating the red strain for
Dude,
good. If it reaches
I gotta
containment, everyone could lose their autonomy. Humanity's free will, gone. Just like that. We can't let that happen.
So, you've not even played... Okay, wow, yeah. Yes, Night City has over 800 hours of multiple playthroughs. It's totally doable. Like, Baldur's Gate 3 is a phenomenal, phenomenal game. Divinity Original Sin 2 is also really, really, really good. It's different. The big difference is Baldur's Gate 3 is way more refined. They had a much bigger budget than Divinity Original Sin 2. But if you haven't played, like, I know at one point I picked up Divinity Original Sin 1 and Divinity Original Sin 2, both of them the definitive editions, for like $15 or something on like GOG. And both of those games are pretty big in their own right. So if you've not played those or Baldur's Gate 3, you're just, yeah, goodbye to the next 800 to 1,000 hours of your life. Justin says it's giving Fallout vibes. That's weird. It has nothing to do with Fallout. Other than you can play it first person, maybe? But you can play Fallout in first or third person. Alright. What about me? Is there no way out?
No, I never planned for a way out. It didn't seem necessary. I'm so sorry. I know what I'm asking of you, but sometimes sacrifices have to be made. I understand the gravity of what I'm asking of you, but you have to believe me when I tell you, this is the only way. My life is on the line here too, but I made the decision long ago that I was willing to sacrifice myself to stop anyone from spreading the Red Strain's curse any further. And to do that, we have to destroy it all. Not just here in the zone, but in the other sites across Cumbria. We must be ruthlessly thorough.
Well, we need to talk this through with the rest of the processing department.
And waste yet more time arguing with those fatuous fools? Very well, but please plug me into the command center first. Then we can talk for as long as you want.
Right. We've got our last head, and now we gotta try to make it out of here without dying to a robot. Oops, I think I took the wrong. Oh, doesn't, yeah, you'll get your money's worth. I mean, I think my first playthrough of Baldur's Gate 3, without even trying, I got 115 hours, and I left so much on the table because I was on a schedule. I had to get to Starfield and then Cyberpunk 2077 because those both had big releases right after that. So I was like on a schedule to get through. If I didn't have a schedule, I probably could have gotten 150 hours out of my first playthrough easy. And I've never done a full second playthrough. I've had 3 different second like playthroughs that I've started that have gotten interrupted for one reason or another. So I've played through Act 1 probably 8 or 12 times now. Oh, I played the first time on controller. Like, even though I had it on PC, I played it on controller. Like, I played early access mouse and keyboard because that's the only thing they had. But once it went live, they had controller support for the PC. And then I bought a second copy for my Xbox when it came out, like 4 or 5 months later. Fucking A, that robot's gonna. But I much prefer the controller in Baldur's Gate 3. There are some caveats. I've got a bunch of guides on YouTube, Deeks, you might want to check out when you get around to it. There's one off the top of my head I can think of. I can't remember the name of the guide, but it's like I think it's like the beginner's guide to radial menus in Baldur's Gate 3 for the controller. That might be the title or something along those lines. But it's all about like the default setting for the radial menus is that it will shove everything in the radial menus, like potions, arrows, all this stuff that you pick up, and so you want to turn all that stuff off so that only the things that you put in the radial menus are there. That way you can manually fill up the radial menus with all of the spells that you want or the healing potions. Hang on a second. Because otherwise what will happen is every time you pick something up, it'll be like, here's a grenade, I'm going to put that in a radial menu. Here's an arrow, I'm going to put that in a radial menu. And the next thing you know, you'll have like 9 radial menus just full of shit that has nothing to do with like what you're actually playing. So that's a big one to turn off on the controller. And then like if you want the classic experience, they have something called Karmic Die, which is on by default, which it eliminates streaks. So good or bad, it will eliminate you rolling multiple 1s in a row. It'll also eliminate you rolling multiple 20s in a row. So I turn that off so that it's like it is in more reality, you know, have the classic. And then like if you really want to have like the classic customizable, like if you want to have like the classic tabletop experience, you can go into like the custom difficulty and like turn off the dice rolls so that you don't see like DC checks, so you don't see the difficulty check, so you don't know, like if you're walking along normally and all of a sudden you'll hear the dice roll, and you'll see the dice go across the screen, and then you'll see on the in the menu, or in the narration, not the narration, but in the chat bar, it'll say something like, succeed or fail at a perception check, because your character just walked by something that they may not have seen, or maybe they did see. And I turn all that stuff off because I don't want to know if I missed something or not. um, I just want it to be like, if the DM, because the DM's not going to tell me that I missed a perception check. So there's a whole bunch of settings you can set in there so that you don't see the difficulty check, so you don't know, because the default is it shows you like the difficulty is 27. So then you're sitting there going, "Come on, 28." And I prefer it to not tell me the difficulty at all, so that I just know that I'm rolling the dice, and maybe I'm going to succeed, maybe I'm going to fail, but I don't know whether or not I'm going to succeed or fail. So there's a whole bunch of custom settings you can do. All right, this is going to be a final save probably. So let's see here. Now he said plug me into the command center first. I don't even know where that is. I need to turn the guns off. There's a door there. Storeroom. Damn it, I don't want to peek my head in there because there's a guy running around. I need to find him before I... Yeah. I don't know which one. I think I got both of them. Yay! Okay. That means I can probably open this door now. Whoa! What is that? We're dropping the shotgun. Automatic assault rifle. Oh my. Bunch of grenades. I find this at the very end of the campaign. Well, technically, the funny thing is though you get to use this throughout the rest of the game. So if you were to go on and actually play the rest of the game, which I've already beaten, you would then be able to use this gun everywhere, which would be pretty freaking awesome. Okay, I don't understand. To see the investigations. Bring him to the command center. Plug him into the console there so we can enact his plan. But where? I didn't understand. It's got to be upstairs, right? But it sounded like he wanted me to plug him in somewhere different than with the other four.
Imagine looking down on Earth from space. We'll be the first people up there, won't we? I swear, if the wretched Americans have beaten us to it.
Well, I've got a save here, so let's just see what happens. Did I not pick up the head? Are you fucking kidding me? Where did I put the head? No fucking way. Did I leave the head back in the... Oh no. Did I leave the head all the way back there or drop it downstairs? We gotta go back down real quick. I put some stuff down to pick up the gun, and I'm wondering if I dropped it, or did I accidentally leave him all the way back? Did I leave him all the way back there? Surely it would tell me. Yeah, I don't have him in my inventory. What the frack, man? It says he wants me to bring him to the command center. I think I foobarred that. Gracias. What the hell, man? I thought I picked up his head, but I wonder if I had a full inventory when I was down there. Because I sure don't have it in my inventory. Dude, I'm running around with a max 180 heart rate. That's pretty intense. Stopping. Oh my god, there it is right there. Unfucking believable. Don't stop running. Don't let the robots get you, man. My wife did tell me lunch was ready. I'm gonna probably go grab a plate of food here in a second. I don't want to wrap because I know we're right at the end. So it would be silly to stop. Because we've gathered all the heads, and it's really just a decision of, do we send them off to space or do we blow everybody up? Problem is, if I blow everybody up, I also eat shit. Please tell me I have the robot head. I do. So I'm not sure how that works. Man, I got bit by a mosquito like 2 nights ago, and that thing is driving me nuts. Alright, now we can do another save. Command building. Yes.
Is that Keen you have with you? Please do not plug him in. Let's talk about this.
Keen is a double-dyed villain. You'd be a fool to trust him.
Why have you brought Keen here? What are you planning?
He wants to run the Apollyon contingency and destroy the Red Stream for good.
But of course he does. I knew it, the wretched fool. He'd throw High Albion away for nothing.
He wants what? But why? He'd wipe out this whole region. Does he think the train with those samples only made it as far as the ancillary site, Site N? Yes, that was their plan 5 years ago, but now... What if they are no longer keeping the samples at Site N? What if the samples never survived the trip in the first place? There could be a carpet of red outside the walls, or there could be no threat out there whatsoever.
I can tell you there's no threat, but they aren't
with
going
any
to believe
certainty.
me.
Keen's guessing. Wants to play the hero and damn the consequences.
His plan will cause terrible carnage, so...
Stranger, you cannot possibly wish this. You would destroy the zone and a great swathe of the North on a guess?
Our best chance of success is to leave the zone in quarantine and find the cure. Yes, it may take time, decades even, but it may just save the lives of everyone.
Alright, you sold me on it. You're not even certain you'll find the cure.
Research cannot offer certainties.
When Project High Albion began, people were uncertain a human could ever reach space.
Keen's plan has no greater certainty of success.
Okay, alright. They work together with Keen, find out how to save us all.
No, Keen cannot be reasoned with.
Ugh.
With Keen, we are bent to the will of his collective. It is a sensation hard to put into words.
Listen to us. We offer you an escape, extraction, and a way out. Keen only offers destruction. And so we must dispatch him. Place Keen in the pneumatic tube access point over by the window. We shall confine him to a dusty corner of the network. Don't be concerned, he won't die. Just sleep for a very long time. Then bring us the last of the processing department. It is the only way to save High Albion and save...
Who's the last, though?
Deep storage section, Bravo, Oscar, Charlie.
There he goes.
Thank heavens for that.
Goodbye, Alexander. And good riddance.
Yeah, but where do I go from here? Fifth and final member.
You did well to deal with Keen.
Now all that remains is to find our final colleague. Godspeed, my friend.
Have any clue where your final
Our
colleague is?
boss, our chief engineer, sterling fella. He's the one we're missing. The chap had a workshop all of his own. It was down in the tunnels under the launch site, if I recall.
Ah, I see. Let me go grab a plate of food, and I will be back.